In today's fast-paced business world, having a strong brand strategy is critical to your success. Your brand is more than just a logo. It's the personality and story behind your company. There are two major parts of building a brand: the strategy and messaging, and the visuals. The visuals are the parts that everybody thinks about first when they think about branding. You know, the logo, the typography, the color palette and patterns, all that make up the visual identity of the brand. However, the foundational step in building the brand is actually the strategy and the messaging. While this intro video plays, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you're a business owner who is looking for help with your brand, don't forget to hit that subscribe button plus the bell to be notified anytime I put out new content. So in this video, I want to dive a little deeper into brand strategy and what goes into developing one. The first layer of this is your brand substance. And this is your mission, your vision, your values, and your purpose. It's incredibly important that all leadership is involved when expressing these pieces of your brand, because they are going to be interwoven into the rest of the company through your brand strategy. Now, 99% of brands actually skip this part. And then when they hit that first really big growth phase, the wheels come off. They're not clear about where they're going or what they want to achieve, what they're committed to, or what their philosophy is. The problem with skipping over this part is that it will show back up later in business decisions and inconsistencies in your brand later on. And your audience is going to pick up on that. Now, the second layer is your positioning strategy. And this is built based on your target audience, your competitors, and your differentiation strategy. The positioning strategy is really an internal guide that directs the offering and the communication of that offering to your target audience. Most importantly, it clearly and concisely answers the question of why your target audience should choose you over the competitors. Where all of that stuff we just talked about was more internal facing, now we start to get into the external part, and we start with the brand messaging. Essentially, brand messaging is how your brand sounds and communicates with your target audience in a way that resonates with their deepest desires. I help my clients build an effective brand message by developing a brand persona, a core message framework, and a brand story framework. So let's talk about your brand persona. Your brand persona is really the personality of your brand come to life. It marries your values, tone, and voice in a way that represents your brand so that your ideal audience can connect with you on an instinctual level. This is done best by assigning something called a brand archetype. These are based on universally known human archetypes like the regular guy or girl, the hero, the caregiver, the jester, and they really help create a consistent and recognizable brand identity. The use of archetypes in branding is really meant to evoke emotions and connect with the ideal audience on a deeper level, far beyond just the products or services offered. Brands that have a strong, clear archetype can better communicate their unique value proposition and stand out in a crowded marketplace. Now let's talk a little bit about the core message framework. The core message framework is built by using a positioning strategy. Now, the positioning strategy is the way that you differentiate yourself from the competition. It should explain why your brand is unique and why your ideal audience should choose you over the other options. The last piece of the messaging is the brand story framework. The brand story framework is the narrative that you tell about your brand, but not from your perspective. It should explain why your brand exists, what you stand for, and what it is that you offer to your customers. And your brand story should be compelling, authentic, and memorable. And the way that you do this is by telling it from your audience's perspective, not your own. This shifts that star of the show role from your brand to your ideal audience. Because at the end of the day, that's exactly how your audience sees your brand. They are the star of the show, and they're looking to figure out a way to see how your brand fits into their story. And hopefully it's to make it better. So why is the brand strategy and messaging so important? A strong brand strategy and messaging framework can help you build trust and credibility with your audience, increase brand recognition, and sets you apart from the competition. Let's take a look at some real-world examples of companies with rock-solid brand strategies. First up, Apple is a great example of a company with a strong brand persona. Their minimalist design, focus on simplicity, and commitment to innovation all reflect the brand persona of the creator. Of course, I can't not mention Nike and their incredible brand strategy. Their Just Do It slogan and their association with athletic achievement has made them a leader in the athletic apparel market. They take on the role of the hero, and by association, if you buy and wear Nike, you too become the hero. Harley-Davidson is another example of a company with a rock-solid brand strategy. Their brand is built on the concept of freedom and individuality and the Harley way of life. They have cultivated a community of loyal riders who identify with the brand's values and the personality of the rebel or the outcast. I hope you can see now how brand strategy and messaging is crucial to your success as a business. Now, your brand strategy, messaging, and your visual should really all work together to tell a compelling story and differentiate yourself from your competition. So stay tuned for my next video where I will talk about all the pieces of your visual brand and how that works together with your brand strategy and messaging. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content just like this.